This week on the Computer Chronicles, the best of Comdex. It's one of the biggest computer trade shows in the world. More than 200,000 attendees, more than 1 million square feet of exhibit space, over 2,000 exhibitors, more than 10,000 new product introductions. Today we'll show you the best and the coolest from Fall Comdex, all coming up next on the Computer Chronicles.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by SoftSource Incorporated, publishers of Pro One software, educational software for young adults. Additional funding from PC Connection and Mac Connection, the catalog and online superstore with over 10,000 PC and Mac products. Award-winning service, toll-free technical support, and overnight delivery. www.pcconnection.com.
Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stewart Cheifet. What was hot at Comdex? Well, the net, PC-TV convergence, Windows CE, and digital photography. In the area of convergence, one of the coolest things I saw at Comdex was the all-in-wonder board from ATI Technologies. And David, that's your baby. It's not too often we get excited about a board, but this board with the software really does things I've never seen that you could do on your TV and on your PC before. So tell us what some of the features are of the all-in-wonder board.
Well, the all-in-wonder is a combination board that has 2D graphics, 3D graphics, an intelligent TV tuner and software, as well as TV out, so you can actually watch on your television what you see on your monitor. But it's got more as well. I think the software is what we're probably interested in.
Yeah, we've seen boards that let you watch TV tuner cards on your PC, but this really lets you do stuff that I've never seen before. Show us some of the features here, David.
Yeah, the idea is to use your television instead of just watching it. We do it a couple of different ways. For example, when you talk about channel surfing, we can do channel surfing quite easily here just by these thumbnails.
You can actually watch 9 thumbnails of different channels at the same time.
With a twist. I can actually just check out what's going on with the action. Each time I click on a channel, I get full video and sound. Again, what's going on here, full video and sound. What kind of program is this one? Get the idea. And all you have to do is double click to bring up the one you like.
And then you get full frame?
Yes, absolutely.
You can actually turn this video into wallpaper underneath.
Absolutely. Just by minimizing it, it can come up as video wallpaper. Here we have an old 50s television.
Some old sports clips we're looking at there. All right, now show me what you call, I think, the Baywatch feature.
Oh, the Baywatch feature, that's zoom. Here we can just kind of zoom in on the action at any time, at any place, and you can just kind of decide what you want to see. So if I want to see this scene right here,
you can't do with your own TV.
You certainly can.
All right, now the coolest thing on here is what you do with closed captioning. So first of all, explain the closed captioning feature, and then the ability to search those captions.
Well, the closed captioning is here for you on screen or even in a separate window, and the whole idea is to be able to read what's going on TV if you don't like listening to it or if you don't want to turn it up. But also we even let the computer watch TV for you by reading the closed captioning in the background.
All right, that's what I think is the cool feature here. What you can do now is actually search a TV program in the same way we're used to searching a newspaper or a magazine by words, by keywords that were uttered in the program, right?
Absolutely.
Show me how you do that.
Here we've got a Boolean search engine that reads that closed captioning text at all times, but all you do is simply put in some keywords like ATI and stock price, or here we've got healthcare within 15 characters of legislation, or taxes always, of course.
So if it catches those keywords in the script of a television program, it then does what for me?
What it does is if it sees those the hot words, it automatically brings up the application and begins capturing that closed captioning transcript to a text file.
So it can automatically start saving the transcript of that show onto my hard drive, the whole program, so that I really then can come back and watch a show that was important to me, even though I didn't know it at the time, right? Because the TV was being watched by the PC.
Yes, and if you want, you can always schedule the program as well. For example, here, if you want to watch 60 Minutes or you're not going to be available on Sunday evenings, just simply schedule 60 Minutes for Sunday at the right station and have it capture the entire transcript.
So it really gives you VCR kind of functions here, too. It's very cool, the all-in-wonder board. Thanks, David. All right, one of the biggest stories at Comdex was the introduction of Windows CE and the plethora of new palm-top computing devices.
Some of the biggest news at this year's Comdex was packaged in some of the smallest products. The handheld or palm-top computer took center stage over at Microsoft thanks to a new, slimmer version of Windows. Big and small players alike unveiled their own variations on the featherweight portables, from Casio to Compaq to NEC to LG. You had to look closely to find the differences between one vendor and another, but they all offered one thing in common, an operating system called Windows CE. Casio's Cassiopeia was a typical offering with backlit touchscreen, PC card slot, and a 20-hour battery life. The ROM-based Windows applications are condensed or pocket versions of the desktop programs, including Word, Excel, and Explorer.
One of the things that's interesting about this particular new platform is there's a lot of people within MIS organizations who can't qualify for a notebook. They either don't travel a great deal or the cost is too prohibitive. At $500–600, this allows them to have an extension of the desktop. This is what you call a mobile data device. And because I could have an Ethernet card, I could have a PC card with a modem on it, it means that I could go off to roam the campus, or I could go to another site and still have my desktop data with me if I want to.
The new handheld PCs are short on peripherals but long on connectivity. Most offer infrared ports for synchronizing data with desktop machines and optional modems.
What it'll do when they're doing the synchronization is they'll check for a partnership. Your unit actually forms a partnership with the PC.
While some portables were getting smaller, others were sprouting new keyboards and cases. Apple unveiled the Newton eMate 300, designed for the classroom. The eMate will be available early this year for about $600, but only in packs of 6 or 12 units. The shock-resistant Newton is compatible with both Macintosh and Windows and is small enough to fit in a backpack. Power users had some eye-opening sights to admire this year as the 11-inch LCD gave way to larger and brighter screens for both the desktop and portable markets. Scepter Technologies announced notebook machines with 13-inch displays and desktop screens up to 15 inches diagonally. Prices start at around $2,000. Finally, Mitsubishi unveiled a welcome contribution to notebook weight reduction called the Flopico. The micro-miniature floppy drive fits inside a PC card, stores 1.4 megabytes of data, and weighs less than 2 ounces. The $150 Flopico will be available in the spring. For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Giles Bateman.
When we talk about convergence, we tend to think of the PC and the TV coming together, but there's another kind of convergence going on today. That is the merger of the Internet and the desktop. One of the best examples at Comdex was the brand new Office 97 from Microsoft, and you guys won 2 awards from Byte, Best New Application, Best of Show, which is really an honor for an upgrade in a way, but I know you've got a lot of new things in there you're going to tell me. So let's focus on the new stuff in Office 97, and one of those is, I guess you call it a new application called Outlook?
That's right. We have Microsoft Outlook, which is a new program in Office 97.
And what does it do?
It's essentially a desktop information manager. It takes all of your personal information, including your email, your calendaring, your contact information, tasks, etc., and puts them all into one central place.
So it's a kind of information manager put on top of Office?
Exactly. It works with all of the information that you would use in Office. Well, there's a lot of powerful things in it. For example, here in the inbox facility, I have the auto preview tool, which lets me see the first 3 lines of all of my unread messages before opening them, so I can figure out which ones I want to read in completion and which ones I could ignore. In addition, Office 97 or Outlook has the new journal tool. And journal is a pretty new concept. It's recording all of the work that I'm doing with my computer, and that includes communication tasks like email, as well as work I do with Office files. So let's say I worked on a Word document on my machine and I lost it.
So it's that thing I was working on yesterday morning. What was that?
Exactly. Where is it? What was it? I can go ahead and use the journal to find that document and find out exactly how long I was working on it.
Okay, so besides Outlook, you've actually added some new features and capabilities to the traditional Office applications like Word, etc. What are they?
Absolutely. There's a couple things that are in all the Office programs. One of them, for example, is the Office Assistant, which is a new user interface tool. It's one centralized place for all of the information that the computer has for you. And so that includes all of the online help for the 97 programs. And in addition, it actually watches the way you work and comes up with suggestions that are context sensitive. So if I go ahead and type Dear John, if I actually type Dear John, it'll go ahead and realize that I'm typing a letter, and it'll come up with suggestions on how to improve that.
I can turn that guy off if I don't want him?
Absolutely. You could turn it off completely. There's no noise. Well, it actually makes small noises, but it's not full conversation.
All right, show me tables is a big improvement, and the artwork you can do is a big improvement.
Absolutely. In Word 97, creating tables couldn't be easier. I'll go ahead and show you how now in Word to create a table, you literally just go ahead and draw it. Go ahead and get rid of the system here for a second and show you how to draw a table now. I just create the columns and create the rows.
That's a lot simpler.
Go ahead and do this? Yeah, I can go ahead and take this eraser tool, get rid of any of the lines I want to, and then I can go ahead and even if I want to type in some text and realign it, doing stuff like this has actually been very difficult in Word and other word processors normally.
All right, show me Office Art real quickly.
And, well, there's this Office Art tool. I'll bring up the drawing toolbar. Office Art is a shared drawing program. It's in all into Office programs, and it gives you the ability to create high-end graphics without having to go buy a separate graphics package. So I can go ahead and draw a shape, add some 3D to it, even go ahead and maybe do some more dramatic things, like change the way that the light source shines against it, as well as tilt it so that you can see it looks exactly the way I like.
Last point, Dave, the key thing, you've added web capability, web interface, really HTML document creation inside Word. Just show us a little bit of that.
Well, Office 97 takes advantage of all the good ideas that have come from the web and builds them into the software. So for example, you see here it says click here for more information. All Office 97 files can include hyperlinks now, which can take me to a URL.
So a Word document can have a hyperlink to a website.
It can, or it include, in this instance, I have a URL that takes, or excuse me, a link that takes me to an Excel spreadsheet. And if I use that, then I can go ahead and bring up the web toolbar, which is available in all the Office programs, and I can use it to get from within my software to my search page, my start page, or even go backwards and forwards through Office files.
Office 97, very cool. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
All right, well, while Microsoft is busy adding net capability to its Office products, Netscape is busily adding desktop management power to its Internet products. The result, 2 new products from Netscape, codenamed Constellation and Communicator. And Alex, I guess Communicator is the big package, and Constellation is one of the new features inside there. So let's focus on that. What exactly is it?
Well, Constellation is designed to help take the information that you use from the network and the information that you use from your desktop, make it portable so that you can get at it everywhere, and make it easier to use.
Well, show me what you mean.
What we've got here is called the home port, and this is kind of your workspace. So you might come in the morning with your coffee and see here the news items that have been downloaded automatically in the background according to what you care about. And so you've got some business news here, and you can see that we've got animation. Let's bring in the phone project that we're working on. And we bring that in, and likewise we've got the project stuff that the team works on.
So this is kind of a desktop management tool that integrates the web and sits on top of Windows 95?
We call it, it's a general information tool, and it works with the other pieces of the Netscape Communicator. Down here we have the info stream, and here we have tools that you frequently use, such as search tools and the phone directory. And what I can do, for example, is you can see here the Federal Express tracking info block. I click on that, and that's going to load the Federal Express site.
So from my desktop, I can go right to a website without having to load a browser and do all those things in between.
That's right. And this is a live site. It's like a website, but it's got some additional ability to netcast or broadcast information straight to your computer. Now, all of this is actually very portable, and that means that you can go to any machine on any platform and access your entire home port. So all the files and the sites and the bookmarks and the links that you work with, you can work on wherever you are.
All right, so the key point is here, my desktop is now sort of an intranet, if you will, internet site somewhere up in the sky, so it doesn't matter what PC I'm on, where I am, I'm still going to that same desktop.
It doesn't even have to be a PC. It can be your television or someday your toaster.
As long as you get on the web, right.
Right.
Okay, now how about you have people over there? I think you have a kind of nice metaphor for doing email, don't you?
We're back to the home port, and we do things very visually. You'll see, first of all, that there's no menus or windows. You don't have to move stuff or overlap stuff. It's all just information. Here we download, we open this up, and we've got pictures of people, and you can use that to send mail or video conference with them. Likewise, when we look at project documents, you see that we take little tiny photographs of each picture.
So I got little thumbnails there of what I'm working on.
You can preview what it is and know what you're looking for.
All right, now what exactly is Communicator and Constellation? Is this part of the new Navigator? Is Navigator part of the new Communicator? What's the product?
Communicator is our brand new overall suite of products.
So it'll be called Netscape Communicator.
Right, and it contains Navigator, and will contain Constellation when Constellation's ready.
Very cool. And you guys won the Byte Magazine Award for Best New Web Product at Comdex.
That's right.
Okay, well, digital photography was another hot topic at this year's Comdex, with new improved digital cameras, better low-cost color printers that let you turn your PC into a virtual photo studio.
It isn't a revolution yet, but the new generation of digital cameras should give film labs something to worry about. The cameras of Comdex boasted better picture quality, some handy accessories, and instant editing, as well as slightly lower prices. Sony brought out the DSC F1 with image editing software and an infrared transceiver. The $850 camera captures up to 108 images in 24-bit color at VGA resolution. Eager photographers can view their snapshots on a built-in LCD screen or on a television monitor. The camera's infrared transceiver can transfer the images either to a PC or to a Sony digital photo printer.
Traditional AV products are maturing, and we can breathe new life into them and new applications that will benefit people's lifestyles by tying them closer together to the power of the PC and the communication systems. At the same time, we recognize that the PC itself is transitioning from a high-growth business product to a high-growth home product.
Ricoh announced their RDC2 multimedia camera capable of recording still images, continuous motion, and sound clips. The RDC2 can store up to 38 high-resolution images or 19 sound-enhanced photos on 2 megabytes of internal memory. Ricoh's multimedia camera is available now starting at under $1,000. The new, more approachable cameras have spawned new editing software for amateur photographers. Ixla Photo from ISR provides tools from cropping and resizing to changing brightness and contrast, and includes frame templates for creating a home photo album. For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Giles Bateman.
Well, if the PC is becoming a useful tool for still photography, get ready for the next revolution. That's using your PC to do full-fledged video production. That gets us to Trinity from Play Inc. And you guys won the Byte Magazine Award for Best Multimedia Product at Comdex. And you're not new to the desktop video business, are you?
Actually, Play was formed by people that had been in the broadcast video industry for 10 years, including people that had worked on the product called the Video Toaster at NewTek.
And you're the guys who did the Snappy, which people are familiar with. That's the still video capture product, which is out. All right, Steve, run through the hardware we have set up here to demonstrate Trinity.
On the left, Stewart, we have a standard Windows 95 or Windows NT PC. The interface, graphical user interface coming out of that PC is a typical video switcher, as you might have in your control room. To the right of that is the video output of Trinity itself, and then the Trinity hardware.
So that's the box that really has all the Trinity guts in it over there. And we have two live cameras as if we were really running a live studio here.
That's right.
So show me what I could do with Trinity then.
Well, you can do live production. For instance, I can cut between 2 cameras by clicking here on the screen. I can also do dissolves and simple wipes.
All right, so that's the usual stuff you might do in a live production in a control room. What about the more sophisticated kinds of effects?
We can do digital video effects like flying the video around the screen.
And you're doing this is a live picture. You're not just doing something you pre-produced before.
That's right. Everything in Trinity happens in real time. This is an example of a page peel. Now what I'm going to do is do a Star Trek effect where I'm going to take your camera and then beam you out of the set.
That's pretty cool.
And then beam you back in.
Okay. All right, a couple other things I want to do in my studio. Can I do character generator type stuff, titles and credit rolls and that kind of thing?
Absolutely. Trinity Title Wave lets you do CGs like this, a lower third that identifies who's on camera right now.
Being able to put text on the screen is a key part of creating the broadcast look of real television, including a roll at the end of your show to show who produced it, and in this case, it looks like you, Stewart.
Yeah, that's pretty boring, isn't it? All right, now, next thing, graphics. I mean, most studios these days, you need a paint box to do all these sophisticated graphics type things and animations. What can I do with Trinity there?
Trinity Panimation lets you do graphics like this, where you're combining text as well as captured images.
So being able to bring pictures in from the video and then retouch them in real time on the screen is a key component of creating that broadcast look again. So we've included the applications to do that. Now,
all right, what about beyond the simple things like that, though?
Well, for instance, this is Panimation, our paint and animation system. I've loaded in a still store, and I can do things like airbrush with a semi-transparent edge. I can also do a real-time box with a gradation on it. I can use a monochrome tool to strip the color out of the video signal. And I can also use this tool called Pantograph to copy one area of the image to another part all in real time.
All right, now finally, video production is a very competitive arena, as you know, and you have to have the absolute latest, coolest effects like you see on, you know, NFL football and in the news and so on. Show me some of the coolest things you could do with Trinity.
You bet. Here's an example of an over-the-shoulder graphic.
And again, a live picture.
We're combining live graphics with live video. We can also use pre-recorded video in combination with live video.
Here Kiki's running out on the screen and smashing the picture away.
That's a nice effect. All right, what else?
Here's an example of taking a video source and then wrapping it onto a 3D object.
And again, that's a live picture. So you're doing this in real time with the reflections in the water.
And the graphics all being composited and the highlights happening in real time.
That is really cool.
Finally, this is called a synthetic set. This is where you take an actor and place him in a computer graphics generated set, so you don't have to build a physical one.
And we see the reflections on the teapot, the reflections in the glass, the reflections on the table.
That's right.
That is really cool. A couple of key questions before we go. How much is it going to cost me to buy this thing?
Trinity, to do everything you've seen here, is $10,000.
Okay, and when's it going to be available?
Trinity is going to be out in the first quarter of '97.
All right, now we tend to think, I mean, the Amiga's gone sort of, so we tend to think of the Mac as the platform to do these things on, and Apple has its cinema performance on. How is this better or different from that?
What we've done with Trinity is we actually did 22 custom chips that do all the real-time video manipulation, because a general purpose PC or Mac isn't good at moving video in real time, never dropping a frame.
Yeah, so you really need that box.
Yeah, so this box hooks up to the PC, which controls the interface.
Very impressive stuff. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Stewart.
All right, well, if you weren't able to get to Comdex yourself, you can do the next best thing, and that's to visit several Comdex websites that have information on just about everything that went on at Comdex. Let's turn to our webmaster, Giles Bateman, for a look at some of the sites that'll help you out.
Thanks, Stewart. If you want to find out about Comdex online, the first and best place you should go is the Comdex online website. Now, here you can gain access to all materials relating to Comdex, including information about upcoming shows around the globe. Here we have Comdex Pacific Rim, Uniforum, Object World East, etc. If you want to find out information, though, about a particular Comdex, you need to go to the Show Daily online section, and what this will do is give you an overview of every day of the particular Comdex you're looking for. In this case, we're looking at the Fall '96 episode. And here we have the different days listed. We could link to each of those. We also have press releases about Comdex, as well as summaries of the keynote speeches from Andy Grove from Intel, Bill Gates from Microsoft, and Jim Barksdale from Netscape. Just to give you an idea, here is a summary hitting the highlights of Andy Grove's discussion at Comdex. Now, last but not least, if you couldn't make it to Comdex and you want to find out what it was like, go to the Comdex webcast section of the website. Here you'll find archives of chats and interviews with industry pundits, QuickTime clips, and for fun, QuickTime VR clips. What these will do is allow you to immerse yourself in Comdex space. Just to give you an idea what that looks like, I'll call one of these up. Here you can look around. It's not as crowded as Comdex would be because these were taken without all the people there, but it's a great way to actually visit the space without having to fight the crowds.
Thank you, Giles. Time now for our weekly summary of the latest internet and computer news. Here's this week's Random Access Report with Laurie Anderson.
In the Random Access file this week, Intel has announced plans to release the Pentium 2 microprocessor in early May. The Pentium 2 is expected to be introduced in 233, 266, and 300 megahertz versions. Systems with Pentium 2 processors are expected to be priced initially above $3,000. Talks between AOL and CompuServe to join forces have run aground. CompuServe's parent company, H&R Block, is actively seeking to sell the online service, while AOL continues to seek to expand its subscriber base. But analysts say the two cannot come to satisfactory terms for a merger. Another online service ran into problems recently. The Microsoft network shut down its worldwide email service for 2 days for unexpected maintenance. MSN and other online services have run into trouble due to rapid expansion and the growth in the popularity of email. Last week, we reported on new domain names proposed by the Internet Society. The plan has brought criticism from Internet companies, associations, and even the European Union. The company that issues the most domain names, Network Solutions, is calling for a U.S. government agency, such as the Federal Communications Commission, to maintain oversight of future developments. Connectix will soon introduce an inexpensive piece of software to run PC products on the Mac. Called Virtual PC, it will allow you to run MS-DOS, Windows, Next OpenStep, or IBM OS/2 on any PowerPC running System 7.5 or later. And finally, if you can't get home for Mother's Day, check out a CD-ROM called CyberMom. She can make homemade wallpaper for your computer desktop, remind you of important events, and give you helpful hints to solve household calamities, just like having Mom with you anywhere. Well, that's it for this week's news. Back to you, Stewart.
Now for my pick of the week. If you hang out on the net, odds are you're calling up websites that originate in other countries. If you're doing email, it's likely you exchange messages with colleagues from other countries. Guess what? Not everyone in the world speaks English. So a company called Accent Software has addressed this problem by coming out with the world's first multilingual internet package. It's called Internet with an Accent, and it includes a multilingual web browser which can be used as a standalone or as a Netscape plugin. The browser lets you surf the web in any one of 35 languages. It includes complete support for foreign language fonts such as Arabic, Hebrew, Russian, and Greek. In addition to the multilingual browser, you also get a multilingual email package called MailPad that lets you correspond in all those languages. Best of all, Internet with an Accent also comes with a multilingual HTML publisher, so you can easily create your own website in almost any foreign language. The interface and the help files are also available in several languages. It's called Internet with an Accent. Their website is accentsoft.com. That's it for this week's Computer Chronicles. We'll be back here again next week with more of the best of computers, CD-ROMs, and the net. I'm Stewart Cheifet. We'll see you here next time.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by SoftSource Incorporated, publishers of Pro One software, educational software for young adults. Additional funding from PC Connection and Mac Connection, the catalog and online superstore with over 10,000 PC and Mac products. Award-winning service, toll-free technical support, and overnight delivery. www.pcconnection.com. For more information on anything you've seen on today's program, check out our website at www.pctv.com.